presentation.
Sir, is my screen visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, Amalya.
Okay.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good morning, sir and friends who gathered here to listen to the topic which you are going to present in this session. So, in this session, we are going to take this session to give an introduction on numerical methods of engineering. Can we go for the next?
Stream.
Yes, sir.
Stream your video.
Sir, I have to turn on the video.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sir.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we are going to take this session to give the introduction on numerical methods of engineering. Can we go for the next slide? Yeah. When we think of any topic, the questions which come to our mind are what is the topic, and then why it is developed, and where it is used. So first we are going to try answering these questions, and after that we are going to see the applications of numerical methods on engineering decision, and after that some basic concept which we already discussed. So first, to learn in that way, first let's see what is numerical methods of engineering. Yeah. So what is numerical methods? Numerical methods is a tool designed to solve numerical problems. The problems can be of any field in engineering. This is the numerical methods is a mathematical approximation and not the exact extraction of exact solution. So in this numerical methods, we just do iterations by having a physical model, so that we can get the answers. So the answers we get are not the exact one, but somewhat approximate to the exact one. So the results we get in these methods are closer to the exact one. Yeah, but we can get the answer quicker than analytical method when we apply these methods on complex problem. Yeah, some of the complex problem cannot be solved using analytical methods, so we can use these methods to get the answers so quicker. And some of the impossible answers can also be get using these methods. Also, we can use MATLAB and some other computer software to program it and get the results quicker and easier. Yeah, we can use MATLAB. Yeah, next slide. Yeah, numerical methods is a approach for solving complex mathematical problems using simple arithmetic operations. So the operations which we use in numerical methods can easily be understood even by the layman. So it involves the formulation of model of physical situation that can be solved by arithmetic operations. So in numerical methods, we can only solve mathematical problems. So when we get a physical problem, we have to convert it into a mathematical problem, so that we can able to answer using numerical methods. So what we are going to see what is the need to use numerical methods. Rather, we have the analytical method. What is the need to use numerical methods? So mathematical problems are the central piece of science and engineering. So yeah, first when we get a problem, we have to convert it into a mathematical problem. So some models have closed form solutions. Therefore, they can be solved using analytical methods. Yeah, some problems can be analytical. Some problems can be solved using analytical methods, but some of the problems which are not closed form solutions, which don't have closed form solution, cannot be solved using analytical methods, or the extraction of solution to that problems will be so costly, which is impossible practically. So all methods can be solved computerized, and the result may not be the exact answer, but it can be useful. Yeah, the answers which we get using numerical methods may not be the exact one sometimes, but mostly it can't be exact one because we are using iterations. So but the answers which we get is very useful because with other methods we can't get the answers, but using this method we can able to get the answer, and it is very useful in applying to the real problems. Yeah, next slide. Yeah, in this method the first step is to assume. Yeah, we have to assume a value, and then we have to with using that value we have to converge to a approximate value with method which is suitable. Yeah, there are several kind of methods in numerical methods, so we have to apply a suitable one to get the answer. Some methods are Newton's method, Jacobi iteration, Euler method, and Taylor series method, to name few. Yeah, these are some of the methods which we are which we are already studied in previous classes. So they are techniques by which mathematical problems involved with the engineering analysis that cannot be readily or possibly be solved by analytical methods can be solved. Yeah, the one difference between analytical method and numerical method is analytical method gives an exact answer, but numerical methods we can't get the exact answer, but the problems which cannot be solved by analytical method also can be solved by numerical methods. So this can be one of the differentiation between analytical method and numerical method, and we will see the other differentiation in next slides. Okay, next.
Okay, so the next one is, as Amin spoke what numerical methods are, we're going to talk about why
Julia?
Yes.
There are 6 students has to present within 50 minutes. I hope you have to present. The individual has to present for not maximum. You have to present within 8 minutes and converge within 8 minutes so that others can also present their content. In order to complete within 50 minutes, you have to follow this 8 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you can continue, Amalya.
Yes. So the next topic is why numerical methods are used in engineering. So engineers use mathematical models which are based on numerical methods, which include various.
Steam your video so that the students can relate. Those who are presenting, use Steam your video.
Yes, sir. Okay. Yeah. So why are numerical methods used in engineering? So as I mentioned, there are mathematical models which are based on numerical methods, which include various equations and data, which predict the behavior of systems, which are used in real life. And computers, which are very easy to use and are affordable, they help in giving accurate results. And many software packages are available which help in solving the problems. Now, why are numerical methods important? Numerical methods, they provide a way to solve problems easily and quickly compared to analytical solutions. They help in solving engineering problems and ordinary and differential equations, which are like heat equations or wave equations and etc. But the problem with this is that they don't give us exact answers, so we need to use assumptions and find approximate answers. And this is the general way of solving problems. As mentioned by Amin, it's called numerical methods. And usually involves developing algorithms or step-by-step procedures in order to solve a problem and real-life problems as well. And numerical methods predict the deviations from a trend. For example, if we, for Newton's interpolation, we use x is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and f of x, there are some values. Now, we want to know the deviation of where the trend is not followed, for example, at 2.5. So those kind of problems cannot be solved using analytical methods, and you need numerical methods to solve those problems. Yeah, so numerical analysis concerns with solving problems, complex mathematical problems by using simple arithmetical and logical operations. And it involves developing algorithms, and calculations are simplified with the help of these. Some of the very commonly used applications are predicting the weather. For example, you go type weather, say at Delhi today, and it gives you an answer like 30 degrees Celsius or whatever. So these weather predictions are not done using analytical methods. Like they don't take average of two values or something. It does not give an exact answer. There are a lot of factors that you need to consider in order to predict the weather. So for that, we need numerical methods. And also developing simulations for car companies, like when a car crashes, they want to know how their car, should ideally react. So for that, mathematical models are developed using various partial differential equations and ordinary differential equations, and they develop mathematical models. And also calculating the values of stocks after a long time, after a particular time period. Like if I invest X amount of money today, then after 10 years, what will be the value? You need to know that, and numerical methods give us the answer. And optimization. For example, if say I want to start a factory, I want to know how many people I need and how much money I need. For that, optimization techniques are used, and again, it's based on numerical methods. Now, since I've told a lot about numerical and analytical methods, let's go into the difference between the two to be able to understand this in detail. So numerical methods involves obtaining an approximate solution, and analytical methods, it gives us the exact answer. So practically, it's like if I want to find the root of like f of x equal to x minus 5. In analytical methods, you simply equate it to 0, you get x is equal to 5. But if it's numerical methods, you substitute each value, like f of 1, you get minus 4, and 6, you get 1. So you know that the root lies between 1 and 6. And we make use of methods like irregular falsy method to get the answer. Now, this might seem like, okay, numerical methods take a long time to get the answer, but not all problems in maths are as simple as x minus 5. There are problems like e power x plus sine x, etc., which cannot be solved using analytical methods. And the second difference is it involves developing algorithms to solve a problem. And analytical methods, there aren't any algorithms developed as such. And numerical methods, since we're using approximations, they're prone to errors like 2.999. So there's that 0.001 error. And for analytical methods, you get the exact solution.
Good morning, guys. There are various applications of numerical methods in day-to-day life, which some of the methods are we clearly know what are some of the methods, and some of the methods we don't even have an idea that these are used in these are used by numerical methods. For instance, car safety enhancement. Car made around the globe use numerical simulation for car safety. Nowadays cars are taking where you take reverse, you hear a beep sound. All those things are solved using numerical methods and algorithm using numerical methods. Next, airflow patterns in respiratory tract. It is quite common that patients in ICUs to undergo a respiratory failure. Medical ventilation treatment that helps with sufficient exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide for normal functioning of lungs uses various numerical methods and algorithms for supplying airflow into the lungs. These are not done manually; these are done through some algorithms which has been computed before. Next slide, please.
Dakshesh, steam video, Dakshesh.
Next comes financial industry. Modern business makes numerical techniques to allocate their resource efficiently, and even it is used for managing manufacturing, storage, scheduling, and investment as well. Like many big firms, many big stock market firms use these numerical techniques for their stock exchange. They develop a program using numerical methods, and they invest according to the results which they get in numerical like in that algorithm. Like mostly if your program is really good, if your algorithm is really good, like you can make good money from it. Then transportation of chemical in body. Our body is constantly being exposed to various chemicals. Not all are beneficial, and the body must excrete or out into some environment. This diffusion and transport systems such as studied using ordinary and partial differential equation. These are not these equations are hard to solve using analytical methods. So numerical methods are used in solving these. Next slide. Okay. Weather prediction, as said before, numerical weather predictions are based on set of differential equation using hydrothermodic thermodynamic equation. Like very powerful and energy efficient computers are process the bulk data and information from the past, which are extracted from the topographical charts in order to predict tomorrow's weather and today's weather and day after tomorrow's weather. These predictions might not be 100% true, but almost 80 to 90% these predictions are correct. Then onset and progression of tumor cells. Like cancer is characterized by accumulation of pre-malignant cells and tumor growth. In recent years, like cost-effective statistically and probability models have been developed in order to detect the cancers in the body. Like in the past, like, detecting cancer was very hard and it was very costly. But after building up numerical method, like algorithms using numerical method, it was like and computing several parameters like such as population size, lifetime, and mutation of cancers, and even past like family like somebody in your family is affected with cancer in the past. All those things are brought into this computing, and nowadays it is really easy for us to like find the accumulation of cancer, and it is like really easy to if it is found in the first stage or second stage of the cancer, it can be treated easily. When it goes to third stage or fourth stage, it is really hard. So numerical method is very useful in saving lots of lives when it comes in terms of cancer. Next slide, please. Machine learning. Like nowadays, artificial intelligence is a upcoming field nowadays. Like probably in the next 10 to 15 years, everything we work on will be on artificial intelligence. So the base of artificial intelligence starts from numerical algorithms. Like machine learning is like base of artificial intelligence, and for machine learning, numerical method is the basics. So from numerical method is the origin for like artificial intelligence. So with for the next 20 to 15 years, because of the growth in numerical methods and the machine learning, like our lifestyles will be changed in a very good manner. Next comes hydrostatic pressure and processing. This is a non-thermal process in which food and biotechnological substances are compressed under very high pressure up to 1000 megapascal to inactivate certain enzymes and microorganisms. The treatment of the fluid is analyzed by the use of numerical simulation. The enzymes is inactivated with the help of numerical equations. With the help of these equations, the enzymes are activated and inactivated in the time. So it is very useful in food and biotechnological industries as well. Next slide, please. Spacecraft dynamics. Like space travel also use numerical methods to make approximation on the spacecraft trajectory. As we know, the dynamics of motion is very different from Earth when it comes to space. So numerical method analysis comes in handy in making those estimations, solving linear as well as non-linear equations that are computed by the computers on board in the spacecraft in the spaceship. Solving simple differential equation is a key application for of this numerical analysis. So spacecrafts are basically when your space travels depend on numerical methods as well. So like, when it comes to life, there are more than there are several other helpful numerical methods as well. I have listed few so our life basically depends on numerical methods these days. Like next, Aravind Bose will take over from this.
So hello, so I'll be discussing about what is engineering design and how numerical method plays a vital role in engineering design. So engineering design is basically a holistic approach to solve a real-time life problem. The word I use, holistic approach, is because it covers multiple facets and it covers multiple disciplines. So to give you a rough idea of what is engineering design is, basically we'll start with asking. So like what we'll identify the needs and the constraints. So before starting engineering design, you should have create a good, you should know what is the problem, and that will set the tone for the rest. Then we should research the problem, and this includes brainstorming the ideas. And after that, we have to find the possible solutions. And from this, we have to find the feasible one. Then after that, we have to select, and after that, we have to go for creating a prototype, and then testing, and then improving. So in this engineering design, there are many elements which are basically objective and criteria of problem, synthesis, analysis, constructing, testing, and evaluation. Next slide. So, but where and how? There's a question like numerical methods is used in which part? And the answer is that it is used in analysis section of engineering design. And this analysis section has evolved tremendously with the evolution of softwares, with the evolution of simulation softwares. And in this, numerical methods is an indispensable part of finite element analysis as well. And finite element analysis includes this static systems like stress analysis, steady state heat conduction, to dynamic systems like water flow in pipes, rotodynamics. So I would like to give a little gist of what is finite element analysis. So generally finite element analysis is used in a system, unlike a single particle. Yeah, next slide. So in this system, we'll space discretize this system into a what you call a mesh, and this mesh is a collection of nodes, and in these nodes which we are interested about to calculate. So here I have taken calculating the distribution of load over a bridge, and for this I'm going to find the elongation of the displacement using Hooke's law. I have used Hooke's law because it's just a simple way to represent it, and this is a matrix form, and here the matrix F is equal to matrix K, which is stiffness matrix, and matrix into X, which is displacement matrix, and this can be represented as X is equal to K inverse F. So now to solve this matrix, we can employ Gauss elimination method and Gauss-Jordan techniques. And moreover, to solve this PDEs, which is basically partial differential equations, which are governed by laws of physics, we use these formulas like standard 5-point formula and this diagonal 5-point formula are used. So yeah, I'm done with my part. I'll hand it over to my colleague.
Now till we see like why, where, and how we use the numerical methods and engineering design. Now we know like what we study in this 5 months of numerical method course. Next slide. Okay, we have 4 units, that is introduction, linear equations, non-linear equation, ordinary differential equation. Now let's talk about some basics which we use in these all topics, and start with the linear equations. Next, please. Like in our second unit, which is the linear equation, we solve linear equation by the metric operations. So for that, we have to know about the different type of metrics and their operations. Let's start with the first type of matrix, that is low matrix. A low matrix is a type of matrix that has a single row, which was like, but the number of columns should be more than one. Like the example which is given in the screen: 1, 2, 5, 8, X and Z. And 1 close 6 is M close N. M is low and N is column. If M equal to low equal to 1, then it's the low matrix. The elements are arranged in order such that they represent a single row in a matrix. For example, which is given on the screen. Next slide. Our second type is column matrix. Column matrix is a type of matrix that has only one column. The order of column matrix is represented by M close N. M close N, where N is equal to 1. Because we have column matrix, in this we have only one column. For example, which is given on the screen: 2, 4, 5 and -3. Next. Our third is rectangular matrix. In this, the elements are arranged in row and column. The arrangement of element in the matrix represent a rectangle shape. Hence, it is called the rectangular matrix. For example, we have some elements in which elements are arranged in each row. All the example which is given in the screen, that is 4 close 3, in which 4 are rows and 3 are columns. Next. Fourth is the square matrix. A square matrix is a matrix with the same number of rows and columns. And n by n matrix is...
Just a minute.
Yes, sir.
Go back to the last slide. What is the number of rows and what is the number of columns?
Sir, it's the 3 close 4. 3 rows, 4 columns.
Okay, go ahead. Go.
3.
Go ahead.
Okay, square matrix. Okay, so we are talking about the square matrix. A square matrix is a matrix with the same number of rows and columns. N by n matrix is known as a square matrix of order n, in which like rows and columns are equal number. Any two matrices of the same order can be added and multiplied, which are known as the operations of our matrix. And square matrices are often used to represent simple linear transformations such as scaling and rotation, which we study in next one. Next slide. Okay. Now the diagonal matrix. In linear algebra, diagonal matrix is a matrix in which the entries outside the main diagram diagonal are all 0, and the term usually refers to a square matrix. Elements of the main diagonal can be either 0 or non-zero, and there is a special case of diagonal matrix, that is a scalar matrix, in which equal value elements along the diagonal. For example, which are given in the screen, like we have a diagonal element in which all values are 2, 2, 2. Next slide. In linear algebra, the identity matrix of size n is the n close n square matrix with 1 on the main diagram and zeros LVL. It is denoted by NMN or simply by I if the size is immaterial or can be trivial, determined by the contrast. Next slide. Here are some types of matrix. First are the zero matrix. Particularly a zero matrix or a null matrix is a matrix in which all the entries are 0. And there is a two other matrix that are upper triangular matrix and the lower triangular matrix. In a mathematically, a triangular matrix is a special kind of square matrix only. A square matrix is called lower triangular matrix if all the entries above the main diagonal are 0, and the simply a square matrix is called upper triangle if all the entries below the main diagonal are 0. Next slide. Here are two types of matrix that are symmetric and the skew symmetric. A symmetric matrix is a square matrix that is equal to its transpose. Formally, because equal matrices have equal dimensions, only square matrix can be symmetric. That's why the entries of a symmetric matrix are symmetric with respect to the main diagram. Means if we change the place of along the main diagram, we get the same value of the matrix. And a non-symmetric matrix is a matrix that does not change when transposed. Like we get a negative value, like which is given in the above diagram. A transpose equal to minus A. Next, right. Augmented matrix. This is a matrix obtained by appending the column of two given matrices, usually for the purpose of performing the same elementary law operation on each of the given matrices. For example, is given by ax plus by equal to hashtag. In the place of hashtag, there is any number, and cx plus dy equal to hashtag. So we can write augmented matrix like in this A, B, C, D line or the hashtag. It's the linear system written in as a single matrix. Next slide. Here are some operation matrix which help us to solve in numerical method codes, and also we use elimination, substitution and back substitution methods for the solving these four, which we are using in these all 4 units. Now I hand over to Fomi.
Good morning, everyone. So here is our presentation about it. And now let me just give a brief idea about the topics. I'll involve the subtopics of here, like of the presentation. So presently, I want to start it with the introduction about computer architecture. So computer architecture is a set of rules and methods that describe the functionality, organization, and implementation of computer systems. And like as we know, about the computer, it is something like different from the like computer architecture is like something different. It is not only about this things like computer and all, but it's about something like the binary systems and also the inputs and the outputs of it, the units and all. The input data travels from input unit to ALU. Like so, here is the thing. And the most important type of hardware design is a computer's processor architecture. The design of the processor determines what software can run on the computer and what hardware components are supported. For example, like if we take an example, Intel x86 processor architecture is the standard architecture used by most PCs and all. Amulya, can we go to the next slide? Okay, now about like briefly about number representations. Number representations like it is a piece of computer memory which can be represented by series of zeros and one. So we can call this as something like binary with 1 digit for each bit of memory. The value 1 represents an on bit and a 0 represents an off bit. A single word of memory contains 32 bits, so it requires 32 digits to represent a word in binary form. And now here the number representation system. Here any notation for the representation of numbers or number system, and numeration system of numeration, and also the mathematical notation. So here the mathematical notation is like a notation used by all the mathematicians. And computers are actually designed to use binary digits to represent number and other information. The computer memory is organized into strings of bits called words of same length. Decimal numbers are first converted into their binary equivalents and then represented in either integer or floating point. Next slide, please. So here about recursion. What is recursion? Recursion is the process of defining a problem in terms of itself. Like for example, we just consider like we need to find an operation of where to go to our home, like find the way to our own. As if like staying in our home and finding the way to our home. So take one step forward to the home. So you will be reaching your home. So this would be the example of some recursion like in our daily lives. And what is recursion in maths? Like when we talk about this numerical methods, like what will be the recursion in the maths? Recursion method is a method of defining something in terms of previously defined values. Like we'll be taking something of the previously defined values and we'll be representing now. So this would is called as recursion. The most famous example of recursive definition is that one of the Fibonacci sequence. Sorry, I couldn't mention much about the Fibonacci sequence here, but next time I will make sure that I can mention it more about it. Amulya, can we go to the next slide? And now we take the a brief about the error estimation. Error estimation of numerical solvers for linear ordinary differential equations. It indicates the reliability and the quality of numerical solution. Secondly, the global error between the exact solution and the approximate solution is the forward error, and of the bound it can be given using the backward error. So now let me take how can we just differentiate, or how can we find out the errors here. Error in computation is different between the exact answer and the computed answer. So this would be something like we will be finding out the error, we will be estimating the error over here. And this is also known as true error. True error is equal to XCP, we will be taking this XCP minus XEX. Any real number is accurately representable by an infinite sequence of digits of the form. Next slide, please. So now, a brief about error propagation. What is error propagation? Error propagation is something like what's happened to measurements error when you use those uncertain measurements to calculate something else. When you see uncertain measurements to calculate something else, they propagate, grow much more quickly than the sum of individual errors. They propagate and they grow more. So here, propagation of errors is essential to understand how the uncertainty in parameter affects computation that use the parameter. The idea is to generate a distribution of possible parameter values and to evaluate your equation for each parameter value. So error propagation in calculus, how are we gonna do this? The general formula for error propagation is where Q is equal to Q of X is any function of X. Example, the volume of gasoline derived from a pump is the difference between the initial and final readings. Next slide. Okay, this will be the last of my topic, and introduction, a brief about the condition numbers. The condition number, what is the condition number? The condition number is an application of derivative and is formally defined as value of asymptotic worst case relative change in output for relative change in input. The function is the solution of a problem and the arguments are the data in the problem. In any field of numerical analysis, the condition number of a function measures how much the output value of a function can change for a small change in the input argument. How can we calculate this condition numbers? The condition number of diagonal matrix D is the ratio between the largest and smallest elements on its diagonal. That is, D is equal to max of DII by minimum of DII. It's important to know that it's only when using the true matrix 2 norm from a computing point of D. That's it. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, very good.
Thank you, sir.
Is Smith started with introduction, and Amulya differentiated the analytical and numerical methods, and Dakshesh detailed about the prediction over stock exchange and transportation and chemical industries, and even the machine learning also detailed, and HHP also detailed by Dakshesh. And continuing with Dakshesh, Arvind Bosch and Anshu detailed the things which I have disseminated during my class, and when we started the numerical methods, I have started with the definition of engineering design. That was very fine, Arvind Bosch, and Anshu detailed about the basic information about the matrix and matrix operations and the classification of matrix. And for me, concluded with the details, the recursion and other details are detailed by for me, and it was a very fine presentation. Similarly, I request all the batch you converge before the completion time. You converge. plan accordingly. And I request you to cope up the video which was presented by your seniors. That was in different mode. They were detailed. Before presenting your content, you please have a look over that videos and prepare your videos. And yes, very fine. Thank you. We'll meet tomorrow 11:30. Any queries? Any queries from any other students to the first batch? Any queries? Second and from
should we share the PPT, sir?
Of course. You make a single PDF. No, later you send the PPT. I convert into PDF and I upload in the group.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, single. I request other batch also. I think Amolya steamed the PPT. In the same manner, you from one end you compile all the 6% content and present from one end. The PPT has to be steamed by one end, and the presentation has to be made by individuals. Any clarifications, any doubts from the other batch to the first batch?
So there is an option for request control.
Yes, Siddhartha.
So each person talking can take that control, but only one.
Yes. You can take the control. I didn't made any changes with the settings. You can take the control and you present from your end. Any doubts regarding the content? Siddharthan, any doubts?
So no, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Fine presentation. Tomorrow we'll meet. Thank you, Amda.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.